Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's your boy, Coach Lee. I'm a little somber today because we had to take that big L last night. It's been tough around here. But anyway, we're going to persevere. It is what it is. Ain't no use of crying over spilled milk. But as always, welcome to the Sports Chatter Show. You know how we do it. We take all of your topics, try to put it in here, have some fun with it, bring some insight and all of the above. But as always, I got to bring up my number two. What's up, player? What's going on?
How about them Cowboys?
You had to retire the hair today, man. It's too soon, man. It's too soon.
Okay. All right. Well, look, let me digress. Okay, this is dude Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. And look, it's Tuesday, Sports Chatter Show, where we talk about the hot topics in Sports Talk with Friends Facebook group. And man, I'm ready to get it on. But I'm ready to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Hey, I'm just so confident because my team, New Orleans Saints, we won this week. So
Yeah, well, bye week, wasn't it?
hey, let me kill my vibe, man. But yes,
Hey,
we on the
y'all
vibe.
worry about them Buccaneers, man. Leave us alone. Leave me alone.
Get my ball back. Oh
But yeah,
man,
so how's your day been so far?
man, it seemed like it's just getting started. It was kind of shaky, but it ended up very well. It ended up with me on here with you on the Sports Chatter Show, man. It's
It's
always good.
always a positive, man. Despite that late night beat down, it's been a good day, man. Hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, you shouldn't laugh at nobody, right? So it is what it is.
Facts. And shout out to everybody in the group that's been going in on the Cowboys, man. Like it's been rough for you.
No, I've been right there with them. Shit, it's therapy.
That
We
is
deserve for somebody to go in on us, man. That's despicable at the end of the day.
that is true, man. But I just had to shake back because when my Saints lost, yeah, it was like, tell me, have you seen them? Have you seen them? I was gone, man. Look, I was hot. So shout out for you being able to take your licks.
Had to, man. Had to. So we're gonna jump right into this. I saw this today, and actually I had to stop down at what I was doing because somebody actually had the nerve to say that AD is better than a prime Shaq.
Yeah.
I think we might need to start piss testing in our group. But shout out to Marley, man. You're right. It is disrespectful. And hey, so what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I get it, because both are Lakers, upcoming Laker great. One is a Laker great. One is trying to become one, and both of them, his, no, I'm saying one has changed the center position. Is one is actually making a change. I don't even know. Like it's crazy that I say trying to analyze this. It's crazy. It seems to make this comparison because one, they play two different type of game, and the biggest factor, AD is weak. So that's
So
what
let
I take.
so let's put something into perspective. So Shaq was the man in Orlando. Initially, Shaq was the man in LA. And because Shaq was always the man in his prime, that's what caused the rift between him and Kobe. When they had to make a difference. AD was the man in New Orleans. He didn't want it. And he's Batman in LA. So just off the top of that, how can you even bring yourself to even say that?
Good point. So
Now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm about to say, okay, we're about to get. I'm waiting so we can get actually into the stats of things, because I mean, like you can't make the comparison, but there you go. So what you got?
From a stat comparison. So this is actually pretty unique. So I was able to go out and pull that information. And right off the top, you got Shaq. I hope you can see that okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There you go. So right off the top, Shaq's got one more season MVP. Okay, not too much there,
Mm-hmm.
but this is the one that stuck to me. He got 3 Finals MVPs.
Mm.
If I'm not mistaken, he went to what, 4? Yeah, he
Yep.
went to 4. He lost the one in Orlando.
Yep.
So that's the reason why they had to make a choice between him and Kobe. Because when he was there, when they went back to back to back, he won him. He was the man. So just that alone, right there, it's another case. So that's 2-0 in favor of Shaq.
But that shows, to your first point about, how Shaq, was the man at these different teams. So, AD, to me, he really was never the man. He was made to be the man in New Orleans, So
Right.
he was made to be the superstar. But, in a lot of the blame.
And he folded.
Exactly. That's why he wanted out. He couldn't handle it. So right there, that shows that Shaq can, in his prime, can handle the pressure of being a leader, versus better than AD, just for starters.
Facts.
Just for
now I give it to AD. Because he was a former point guard, then he had the growth spurt. So he was able to, go from the man handling the rock. His handles are definitely going to be better than Shaq's. So he has a little bit better of a scoring repertoire because he played a position that required you to have to create your own buckets at times versus Shaq having to be fed the rock and him finishing, whatever the case may be. So I give him that. But even with that said, you're talking about 24 points a game to 23.7. And this is now in a wide open NBA where they run zone defenses.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting a lot of open looks versus when Shaq, they were collapsing the defense on him. 2-3 people collapsing on him in the paint. But he was finishing.
Right. And let's add this point. Hacker Shaq. I have not seen any team get one person a whole strategy to beat them, and it's
right.
So that's one of the reasons why I say Shaq will be one of the better Lakers because at the position because he revolutionized it. He changed the game. AD hasn't changed the game. He's just actually finding his game. It took him to go to LA to find himself and his game because he wasn't the same person in New Orleans.
Facts. Now, you said Shaq changed the game. They changed the rules with the hack of Shaq. Got people know. We all know he wasn't strong in the free throw area, but that's what they had to do. If not, he was going to finish in the rim and put you in with it. Now, he changed the game in that aspect. And as you and I were talking earlier, during the show prep, he also changed the game that because he was so demonstrative on the rims. They have to keep backup rims in the NBA stadiums now because he was crashing them. Either they was breaking down or he was shattering backboards.
That's
he ain't shattering no backboards. You talking about Shaquille O'Neal and Anthony Soft Serve Davis.
Oh man, that's funny.
So at the end of the day, we need to stop with the nonsense. Why do we try to compare old versus new? It's pointless. We can't go back in time. Ain't nobody in this mug, Marty McFly or Doc Brown, Back to the Future. So we can't load up the DeLorean and go back and have them play against each other. So why do we spend our time on these pointless discussions? I don't know about you, but when I was growing up as a kid, even as a young man, I didn't try to tear down the previous generation and the athletes. I learned the history of it. I know because of this player back then, his game was this. This player revolutionized his game.
And it's funny because I wasn't taught that. It's like, hey, when I go to the park, I'm a young up and coming on the blacktop. Guess what I'm doing? I'm coming to take the old heads off. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And so it's always going to be that comparison. So it's like friendly competition. You know what I'm saying? Just take.
So I get that part, because you have a vested interest in the outcome. You are instrumental in either it's going to be a success or a failure. But you're trying to compare them, the ageless one of LeBron versus Jordan, which I think is the biggest waste of time. Because I don't remember growing up us saying Michael Jordan better than Dr. J. No, we said Jordan took what Dr. J did and took it to the next level. That's how we saw it.
Because we were saying it was, MJ against Stark, who was the better person, or, different times. But that shows that, you know what? Guess what? Jordan became the standard.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Because that point you just proved right there, we weren't saying that. Dr. J, we gave him his grade. Yes, we gave that. Or, and after that, is either we're going to say that Michael Jordan was the standard, or that's when true competition started in the 80s. True 80s babies here.
But truth be told, we wouldn't have our Kobe. We wouldn't have a LeBron if it wasn't for Jordan, because that's who they grew up watching.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, shout out to CJ, baby. He was the standard.
So we can say that instead of all I see is them trying to tear down MJ or tear down LeBron to prove their point. Why can't we just enjoy greatness, man?
Exactly, because some people don't understand that. Some people want to do that. They just want to tear down and actually sit back and enjoy greatness.
You know what we call that growing up? Haters.
Hey,
no matter what goes on, you got something negative to say. I bet you the same dude that be in the line holding up the line at McDonald's bitching about your order. Quit hating. Just enjoy it, man.
Agreed. So, well, shout out to you, sis. What you say, hanging out? Each athlete should be an upgrade of the previous generation. Legacies are created and recreated.
Facts.
Right. Good point.
Facts.
And it's funny because just how you said recreated, it's also diminished by generations, which is crazy. And that's one
how
thing.
we forget stuff.
Right. And that's what we have to protect, the previous history, because if you don't know your history, of course, you don't know you don't know who you are. You don't know your present. So
let me show you something real fast before we move on to the next subject.
Show me what you want to do.
So you just saying that just now. At one point in time, you probably remember somebody saying, some old head, back in my day, this was the standard, as you just said. This was the standard. It was not, back in my day, we did this, and them old dudes back there, they couldn't keep up to us. No, we showed value in what was done beforehand. We respected that to an extent, but we also acknowledged the current greatness that our generation had. That's gone.
Agreed, but that showed generation. Just like, okay, back then, what I grew up hearing, back in my days, we used to do it like this. Do as you told, now, you know what I'm saying, and blah, 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 blah. And things changed. In our generation, it was competition. We want to compete. Just like now, in sports, these young athletes, they want to make an impact. They want to be more than athletes. So I'm seeing generations change, but them with this crazy comparison back, and I think that they're actually trying to do a disservice with
that. Bingo.
Yeah, with some of these comparisons. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, hey, just let it be what it be.
Even the basketball shorts have been upgraded. LOL, no nut hugger shorts. I feel that. Even when I was younger, like I'm an older dude now. I'm damn near 50. I don't put on the pounds over the years, so I can't wear the stuff I used to wear when I was younger. But even when I was younger, I wasn't finna wear nothing tight, man. That ain't my thing.
But good point. That shows you how things change, because our generations, we came up with the shorts to the, with the basketball shorts, with the one to the knee. So, think good point. So, good point. Clap that up for
you. So, what we got? So, at the end of the day, we can safely say, enjoy AD, and as of right now, There's no way he can be compared to Shaq. That's just my point. Enjoy what he's doing right now. Let's wait until the story is finished being told.
Let the numbers add up. You know what I'm saying? Like AD, he's been to like 3 playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Playoffs?
How many? Oh, I'm bringing up playoffs. You want to talk about playoffs? We're just trying to win a game.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to compare AD to someone like Patrick Ewing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You don't compare him to Big Cactus, to the Mighty Martian, to Shaquille Diesel O'Neal. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's a disservice to the game.
You're talking about probably the greatest player in his prime for his generation, and one of the, I'll say, the 3 best centers of all time.
Right.
AD, not even, I wouldn't consider him a center, and he's not even a top 5 power forward. So how are you going to compare him in that aspect?
Right. That's crazy. Man, so all right, I'm with you. So I'm asking before we go, who would you compare AD to? I say Patrick Ewing. From that same era.
I will probably say I might compare him to, I say, a little bit of Karl Malone in him, minus the off-field stuff. But I see a little bit of Karl Malone. You know, he's athletic at that position. He can create his own shots. He's serviceable on the defensive end. You know, you have to worry about him getting beat on as far as who he's guarding. So I would say I would compare him to the mailman.
I like that. Because just like the mailman, he couldn't deliver on, you know what I'm saying? On certain
deliver on Sundays.
Right. He can't deliver for himself. Man. But what we got? We're gonna move on to some football. We got some football going on.
Yes, where we do.
There's always some football. Always some football. Hey, man, so this is a big thing in the group right here. So actually this. So which big name you killed it with this, bro? I couldn't even hold it in. Which big name NFL player you see heading to the bench?
Realistically?
Yes, realistically.
I would agree with your assessment of Michael Thomas that you posted.
But wait. How about them Cowboys?
But what they say above that though? Pick a player. It don't matter. They all trash. Damn, y'all pissing me off.
So right here, the first one. Shout out to Derek Thomas, and it seems like you got a lot of people that agree with it. Shout out to Marley Schmurder, North Texas Disciple Sport, Stace Jarrett, and Fred Garza. He said Ezekiel Elliott.
Yep. Hey man, he already has more fumbles in his first 6 games than in any season he's had since he's been a professional.
Damn.
We're not even halfway through the season yet.
Who?
He single-handedly changed the entire dynamic of that game last night. Did I think we was gonna win? No, I didn't think we was gonna win. I actually picked Arizona.
You actually did, but I thought y'all were gonna win.
But it all went out the window like that. And you know, when we know how bad the defense is, you can't keep putting them in the positions. So I like the fact that they said, you know what, young man, the first one we'll give you. The second one, come over here and sit by coach. Let's watch your backup get some playing time and see what he does. I want you to look. I want you to learn. I want you to get pissed off to know you can't do that. You can't.
But you don't think but he's talking to the star. That's what I'm saying. You don't think he knows that? He doesn't know that. So I was a little concerned with why he kept feeding him the ball. After he fumbled the first time, he should have put the ball in Andy Dalton's hand. So
well, they had a game plan. They know that can Andy Dalton throw it 50 and 60 times as Dak? I don't think he can because he's gonna make mistakes. Right. So you're trying to establish a run game to keep your defense, which is historically bad, off the field. So yeah, so you said a key point. He's a star. The only star I've ever known in the NFL that got any type of public leverage like that, to where no matter what he did, he was playing, was LT. And that's because he's probably considered a lot of people the greatest defensive player of all time. So
Yeah,
Zeke, not even the best running back. He the third best running back on his franchise. So no, he ain't gonna get that same luxury.
look, hey, so we also had shout out to Anthony Hill. We said Le'Veon Bell. Fantasy football lives matter. Yes, I can't not stand Le'Veon Bell. So what do you think about? Do you think that's true or not?
Yeah, I think he's gas, man. I think, and to be honest, I think he was done after he set out that year.
Agreed.
A player has momentum, and just like it's so hard for it's psychological, but it's physically hard if a player say like he came off an injury, and then they say it takes like 2 years for him to get back to normal because you know what, they got to get back into it's a program. Athletes are creatures of habit. You got off seasons, you got the season, you got the spoils of the season, so you got to get used to that again. And I don't think he's been the same since he left. And then he came back and he went to trash the Jets. And now, and if they cut you,
but what's surprisingly, they did not get any trade offers for him. So, and he didn't have a 100-yard game this season since last year. So
he might be done, man.
I mean, I don't see him get much playing time in front of that rookie, especially after last night, because honestly, I was concerned with how committed Kansas City was to the run and getting that young guy some touches. So do you
him and his backup right now, Bell is what, third string? I know he just came in.
I think that's what they're trying to show.
I know. So hey, you here to get a ring? You gonna sit over here, come to practice, do what you need to do. You get a ring, be a good player, you can get a ring. If not, he gonna find himself on the street again. That's what happens when players try to think that they are bigger than the team. That's why it's a team sport. It's ain't golf.
golf is a team sport because you got a caddy.
Got a caddy, got to listen to your caddy, got to listen to your putting coach.
Right. So yeah, everything is always a team. It's really not a singular sport, pretty much. So we had one, Baker Mayfield and Brady. Who do you think? Which one do you think may be? I don't think Brady so much.
No, Mayfield. Mayfield. That dude's horrible, man. He is Johnny Manziel 2.0. And you know why? I have no sympathy for him by the way he came in the league. Fact. You come in the league or all that barking. This ain't the Big 12, man. You got to think, when you come into the league, everybody that you playing was probably the best player on their team.
And if not, you appreciate and expect them to be that way.
Exactly.
You're on a professional level. So I'm with you on that, And what's funny, because the coach brought in Case Keenum and paid him high dollar. So do you think that he anticipated this?
He should be worried, and I think yes. Because here's the thing. If you think about Case Keenum, he is forever the bridge quarterback. When you get burned out on the starter, and the end is getting near, you bring him in to try to stabilize it until you figure out what your next move is going to be at that position.
That sounds like Fitzmagic. Okay. I mean, but that's the look I gave when someone said that Fitzmagic, they could see him heading to the bench.
We didn't think it. Them fools did it, but hey, they know they're professional. They know better than us. But I just hope it in one of them situations. Why Miami is Miami. Them along with Dallas is one of the 8 teams that hadn't been to a conference championship game since '96.
Right. So I think I wouldn't be surprised. Shout out to you, Kenneth. He said he was the first to put it on paper. He said that Dalton to Dallas. What do you think about that? Or is it? Let's say, do you think that's a possibility?
Hell yeah. Excuse my language out there, y'all. The reason why I say that, if he continues to do, last night I saw this dude stare people down to throw. I saw him take bad reads. I saw him not, even though the offensive line is definitely compromised, because I think there's 3 rookies, a 3-year starter, and a 2nd-year player making his first NFL game playing time.
Yes.
So the line is compromised. With that being said, you got to know that. You got to help. You got a rookie center. You got to help him make the calls. I didn't see much communication. Whenever Dak was in there, he was constant communicating to the line, to the receivers, to the back. His cadence even sounded weak. So, Ben DiNucci, get ready to strap him up before the season over with, man.
Man, playing with like I said, I think it was just his first time at the controls. I think he'll be all right.
He a 10-year vet, and he looked like he was a first year starter.
So talking about that, another team that's dealing with a quick quarterback change, which surprised us all. Miami Dolphins bench Ryan Fitzpatrick for Tua Tagovailoa. What do you think about that? Do you think the timing was right?
So I would say the timing is right because they are in the bye week, but I don't agree with the decision. It has nothing to do with fantasy football, by the way, for those that may be doubting me. I think, first of all, the injury that he had was a terrible injury. I hate for him to come back too soon and it sets him back again, because then that could ruin him forever. I can see if Fitzpatrick had been in there just being woeful. He was normal Fitzpatrick. He had some, he's going to kill you, but he also going to have some big games for you.
And winning most of the time.
Yeah, he's 3-3. They're still in the playoff hunt.
Right, I think they're in second place behind the Bills.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I would have let it. If it was me, I would have let it run its course. Because here's the thing. Are y'all going to go to the Super Bowl this year? No. But get him acclimated. I would say, like they did last week, they brought him at the end of the series. And slowly bring him in. So then maybe the last 4 games of the season, you get him acclimated to that. Because Fitzpatrick, he's going to be there. He's going to support him because he's a consummate professional. Right. But get him in the last 4 games of the season, last quarter of the season, get him in that role for his preparation for when he's playing against teams who got something to lose because they trying to make the playoffs.
Right.
And then by that time, you would have known if your season is in the toilet or not. Fact. So throwing him out there, hey, who do they play next anyway? I don't know at the top of my head.
They play the Rams. So his first game is against
Aaron Donald? Oh, my God.
Exactly.
That's man-child.
Exactly. And to your point, I think that's a great idea of how to phase him in, especially going into the offseason. It's too early, and there's an opportunity for the franchise to get him a win, to get a victory. And sure. One of his problems is he holds on the ball too long. And he's a left-handed quarterback. So everything is going to shift. So not only when his rollouts are going to change, and I think he's going to be rolling out behind 2 rookies. So the timing is going to be off. So he's actually going to be more prone to get injured again. So
I'm going to hold on to Fitzpatrick.
Because what the data shows, just like when they benched him in Tampa Bay, they put him back in when Jameis came back, and they put him back in. So, I mean, I definitely think, this was a knee-jerk decision, and I think it was all warranted after that so heart-touching.
It's so sentimental.
Right.
Get out of here. You try to sell tickets and jerseys.
Thank you. So I definitely think that was a bad decision, man. But, before we wrap things up, definitely, this was news to me. Like, I was like, man, I was actually giving her some props. Then I find out, which I understand. New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell, in partnership with the Saints, have agreed to a phased and deliberate pilot approach, allowing fans to attend Saints games in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, beginning with this weekend's game against the Carolina Panthers.
She folded. We just gave her props last week and she folded.
Right. And some people say that we can't win without our fans. So you think this was a move to help us beat our, divisional rival and Teddy Two Gloves? Or do you think this was just a pressure from the Saints?
As a pressure from the Saints. And because the whole thing, yes, the Saints are not the Saints without their fan, but if it ain't full capacity, it ain't the Saints experience. That building ain't rocking like it is.
Right.
They just playing like they back playing high school again. About 25,000 people or whatever. I don't know how many they're going to let in there, but I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference.
Yeah, and this came after, the attempt to move some of the games to Baton Rouge, but I think, as far as the infrastructure in Baton Rouge could not handle that. And, and fans were not going to go there. They were just going to get the local Baton Rouge fans.
They were, but that could have been a power play too of Baton Rouge trying to say, hey, we can invest into this infrastructure y'all need.
That is possibly true. And
y'all have lost y'all minds.
But you got to understand, now this is, Baton Rouge. This is the capital of Louisiana. It's not that, it doesn't have, it's not as fully developed. It got played. Right. So on Saturdays, you got LSU, Southern. You got all these different games in this same.
La Tech is there too, right?
No, La Tech is in Ruston.
Okay.
And then they're talking about on Sundays having NFL games. Yeah, that was going to be a stretch right there. I don't think they can handle it, but
a lot of resources used.
Exactly. So how, hotels, how are they going to recover that quickly from this?
That's true.
Definitely a power play, but I think, it was the right play. So shout out to you, shout out to you, Titi, for making a business decision, but I'm against it though. What do you think about it?
I don't think it's gonna make a big of a difference, but I understand you got to slowly do it to see what you got to build up to it.
Right,
just like earlier, AD got to build them up to Shaq level. But all I hope is, please, do not show y'all butts like the Eagles fans did this weekend. How are you fighting? And it's only about 10, 15,000 of y'all in there.
Eagles being Eagles. And I got a picture of an Eagles fan capturing a pigeon and walking it in the stadium. Yeah. Eagles being Eagles fan. Sports Talk with friends so you can check out this weird post about these Eagle fans. But hey man, this dude Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. About to get out of here. You got any shout outs?
Hey, those that tune in tonight, appreciate you guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for the Sports Chatter Show. We're going to talk about some of the, I'm sorry, my apologies, for the Culture Report.
Oh, they switched it up, huh?
The Culture Report. So we talk about, old school versus new school, influences on sports, anything of that nature. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. Join in with us. Get involved. Like, at the end of the day, Sports Talk with friends, powered by fans. That's how we do it.
Just like that. This is dude, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. Till next time.